Hello everyone, welcome back to SPEC Gaming. So at last we can finally say the Nintendo Switch is launching next week. It's coming out next Friday. I'm quite excited for the system. And as we get closer and closer to next Friday's launch date, more and more news seems to be trickling out. So we had that leaked Nintendo Switch that was out in the wild early, which turns out was apparently stolen. But then there's some other news from publishers that may get some people excited with potential new games on the horizon for the console. So Capcom, who has supported Nintendo quite well over the past, especially with their older systems, seems to want to continue that support and that trend of supporting Nintendo by revealing they're looking into the potential option of bringing Resident Evil 7 to Nintendo's upcoming system, the Nintendo Switch. So this shouldn't be taken as 100% the game is coming to the console, but they're looking into the possibility of it. They're just a bit unsure whether the engine will run on the Switch, but they are, like I said, they're looking into the possibility of bringing the game to the console. Aside from Resident Evil 7, the company Capcom is also looking to bring several other of their AAA titles to the platform. Didn't mention any specific names, but it looks like they're really full into supporting the Nintendo Switch in the future. Some of you might remember I released a video not so long ago about Nintendo opening up to third parties when developing the Switch and taking a lot of their feedback and input into the design of the console. And it seems that Capcom were one of the companies that had a bit of an input in the design of the Nintendo Switch, which obviously strengthens the notion that they have a good relationship with Nintendo, and you'd think it's increasingly likely they will bring some of their big games to the system. So what do I think of this then? I think having Resident Evil 7 on the Switch can be only a positive thing. Sometimes in the past, people have criticised Nintendo consoles for not having many adult-like games on them, and Resident Evil 7 is definitely an adult game. It's definitely a scary sort of jump scare, thriller sort of game, and I can't really remember any sort of games like that on a Nintendo system in recent memory. There might have been a couple, but nothing that stands out in my memory as being a really good success, really good positive reviews and sold really well. The only thing I can think comes close in recent years is Zombie U, but then that's not even on the same level as Resident Evil 7. When you think about it, Zombie U was really a half-hearted sort of launch title for the Wii U that tried to say, yeah, the Wii U is for the adult gamer as well, but really no one really cared about Zombie U, so it didn't really have the impact it should have had. I feel like if it was the same situation and I put Resident Evil 7 as that game on the Nintendo Switch, it would do a lot better job at saying, yeah, we do want adult gamers as well, it's not just for the kids. So Resident Evil 7 has done really well so far on the PC and Xbox One, of course. And obviously it won't do as well when it comes to the Switch, because obviously it'll be launched a lot later than it launched on the other systems, and obviously would have, people already got it, and it's one of those games I wouldn't have thought you'd buy twice on two different platforms. But people who haven't picked it up might well pick it up on the Nintendo Switch. Now obviously you get the portable aspect of it. For a game like Resident Evil 7, personally, I don't think it would be a game that I would play using the portable aspect, but I'm sure some people would like that feature. Personally, I think it's the sort of game I'd like to play sitting in the house with a big TV. I mean, you get the most out of it then, I feel, with the sort of scary scenes and stuff like that. Whereas if you're just sitting on a train, I just don't think you'd have the same effect playing through Resident Evil 7. I mean, you might jump once or twice, but the fact there's so many other people around you and other things going on, you're less likely to feel sort of in the game, and because of that then maybe you're less likely to jump and get scared, and you might, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I feel about playing the game on the go. I'm sure other people would prefer it that way or wouldn't mind playing it that way, and that's completely fine. And like I said, having more games on the system is never a bad thing. One other thing I will mention though is obviously Nintendo mentioned recently the possibility of virtual reality on the Nintendo Switch, and Resident Evil 7 uses virtual reality on the PlayStation, so perhaps it's another opportunity to sort of expand into virtual reality using the Nintendo Switch. So when the game does come out, perhaps later on when virtual reality launches, I don't know, however many years down the line, it's probably not going to be anytime soon, but maybe they can include virtual reality support in the game as well, and I think that would be a good inclusion, even though by that point the game could be pretty old, so it might be forgotten about in terms of, they might not bother putting the extra development in at that point of time. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think Resident Evil 7 coming to the Nintendo Switch is a good thing? And would you pick it up if you owned a Switch? Would you go out and get Resident Evil 7? So let me know below in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch news and gameplay.